Hi everyone, I'm Kate Ferdinand and this is Blended. Hopefully you've been listening for a few weeks now and you'll know that we've switched things up a little bit. I've got two amazing co-hosts, Cilla and Nathalie, and we're just here hashing everything out to do with blended families. The good, the bad, the messy and the beautiful. We don't always get along, we don't always see eye to eye, but we're here, we're talking about it, we're having a few laughs, a few tears, and I hope that you're enjoying it. How are we then, ladies, this week?
Overwhelmed.
Are you?
Yeah. ADHD is raging.
Is it? Why?
Yeah. There's too many new things happening in my life at once and I'm just struggling with it. I do have routine, but they're new routines and I just feel overwhelmed.
Do you feel like that? Sorry you're feeling like that, by the way, but sometimes you want to do all these new things, you're so excited, you're not happy when you're not doing it all. And then you start doing it all and you're like, fuck, I'm too busy.
Do you know what I think it is?
I'm too busy.
I think the dopamine will fuel me in the beginning and then it will just become routine and then the dopamine's gone and that's not fueling me anymore. And it's like, you've got to dig deep. You've got to find, the novelty's gone. I've got to find, the reward in it or the delayed gratification for what I'm doing. And I've just... it's just been things that should not take a long time are taking me hours because I just can't get my head into stuff.
You've got too many tabs open.
Too many tabs open.
That's what I see it as a Google Sheets.
Exactly.
You've got 100 Google tabs open in your head. Yeah. And some of them need to be closed.
Exactly that.
Have you written a list?
Have I written a list? I've got a Monday board.
Oh,
it's got
a board.
I've got project management software coming out my backside.
Oh my. Well, listen, we're going to talk about some fun things and we're going to have a laugh here today. There is no project management going on here today.
You did ask.
And
next week I won't ask how she is.
Sorry, guys.
Anyway, Cilla, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm
Oh,
fine.
perfect answer.
Just fine. No, seriously, that's the end. That's it.
You're just tired.
I got parents' evening today.
Oh, okay.
And it's, we do it for the kids, innit? It's just going to show me it's just hard to react to everything. It's a scribble. What do you want me to say?
What do you mean a scribble?
They're going to show me pieces of work. And I'm going to be underwhelmed.
No.
I know
really?
I will. No, my kids know me. My kids know me. I'm going to be underwhelmed. I'm just this could have been an email. Do you know what I mean?
Cilla.
Yeah.
Is it all subjects?
Please pretend.
Yeah, it's all subjects.
Parents' evening is a bit long. However, I find it a bit long, I've got to be honest.
I do
am
like the
interested.
secondary school parents' evening.
Oh, I prefer the primary. Do you?
What's happening? What's happening in primary school?
I just like to say, oh, he's doing really well. You know, he loves playing with his friends.
Okay.
Whereas secondary school's she's talking, she hasn't done the homework, she hasn't bought her swimming costume for the last 3 Mondays. And Miss Ferdinand, can you remind her? And I'm like, oh, I forgot that she had swimming on
Mine's
Monday. So it's my fault. You know,
it's a shaming
mine's
session.
the opposite. With the secondary school child, it's oh, she's doing really well. We're talking about dystopian poems. I'm like, oh, what kind of poems are you doing now? Do we need a reading list? I've got things to talk about. In primary school, it's just oh yeah, she talks a lot. She's really friendly. And she passes the scissors to everyone. So that's been really great. She got a sticker.
Sorry. That is so good to hear. I love hearing. I love it.
I know my kids. So it's just. Do you know what it is? Yeah, where I've homeschooled for 8 years, I know my kids very well. I know their capabilities. I know how they are in social settings. I know my kids. So when they're in school and they're being praised for what I feel is really okay, I'm just a bit okay, but obviously in a primary school setting where they've gone in fresh and they're learning all these skills there, and parents don't get to see it because we're not allowed to go in there. I get why it's oh, I didn't know my child could do that. That's really cute. But for me, it's just teach them more. Why have we not progressed?
Yeah, it's different because you were their teacher.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I think that's what it is. So please don't shame me.
Whereas
it's just I just expect more. And then if it's not that, that's fine.
That's fair.
That's fine. But it's just like, this could have been like, and it's usually like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've slogged my way here. It's just.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that
I
sounds
hear that.
really like you've got a good day planned and you're really looking forward to it. So we're all in really positive spirits today, which is great.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm
how are you,
fine.
Kate?
I mean, I've got God, this is really negative. I've got a lot going on. I'm cool. I'm happy. I'm just there's a lot that I'm doing and organising and sign myself up to too much as always. However, it's all good things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to remind myself that all these things are things that I've wanted to do.
Yeah.
They've been on the vision board.
Yeah.
So
Natalie, you were just saying that.
You can't put them
Yes.
on the vision board and then moan when they're here because you're too
Yeah.
busy.
Absolutely.
So that's where we're at. But it's all good.
It's all good.
I feel a little bit guilty. Like, you've got 5 kids. You've got 6 kids.
I hate when people do that. Stop it.
I've
Your
got
hard is
one-
hard.
I've
It
got
doesn't
one-
matter.
Your stepson,
Almost
who
adult.
is almost an adult, looks after himself, contributes so much to the home. And I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm
but that's
stressed.
normal. It's all
your
relative
hard
to
is
your-
hard.
yeah.
It is
My
relative.
hard is my hard. Your hard is your. It doesn't need to be comparable.
No, yeah.
So don't feel bad. Like, we can all moan together.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
But I
Not for the
just-
whole episode,
I
but
don't feel like I have the right. But
you
No,
Anyway.
don't be so, you can't do that, you know. That's really bad.
not
Sorry.
here anyway.
Because you need to let yourself, you need to allow it.
yeah,
And-
and it's real.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just
And
how
you're
you
allowed to feel like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Relative.
it's relative.
So today we're going to talk about money. We've had so many listener questions. It's so hard to pick between which ones, but
Yeah.
I think this is a good one. You've got the question, Nat.
I've got the question. Okay, this is the listener dilemma. I've been in a relationship with my partner for 5 years. We live together and he has 2 children from a previous relationship who stay with us half of the week. I've always helped out. Food, bills, days out, but recently things have shifted. Now there's talk of private school, extracurricular activities and holidays that are mainly for the kids. I love them and I'm happy to support where I can, but I'm starting to feel like I'm being treated like a second parent financially without really having a say in decisions. I've tried to raise it, but it always turns into a conversation about how we're a team and this is what being a family is. I get it, but I'm not their mum, and sometimes I feel more like a bank than a bonus parent. Am I wrong for wanting clearer boundaries around money when it comes to the kids, or is this what it means to be in a blended family? Oh,
There's a lot there.
that's
I
heavy.
think every time we speak, I go, it's a lot. There's a lot to
there's a
unpick
lot
here.
there. No, there is. All right, so from the top, relationship for 5 years, live together, 2 children from a previous relationship, they're with them half the week. And there's talk of private school fees.
Yeah. It's so difficult because it all depends on like their setup, the financial situation. They've got the kids have obviously got their mum. What does she contribute? Are they 3 equal parents?
Yeah.
I can go from my situation because my situation is very different. I'm a full-time stepmum.
Yeah.
But when I first met Rio, for example, if he asked me to contribute to half of the fees, I wouldn't have been able to afford that. So where would that leave me? Where does it leave you if you're...
But the assumption is that she can. It sounds like she's flush
We're going to assume...
or comfortable.
We're going to assume she's flush because she
Yes.
didn't say in the dilemma,
I
I can't
don't have
afford
money,
it.
yeah.
Right? However, I think like it's difficult to answer this question in terms of like generalizing, is this what it is to be in a blended family? It all comes down to her own personal kind of boundaries. And if she's not comfortable with this, she needs to state that. I feel like it sounds like her husband's being quite, maybe not intentionally, but quite manipulative in saying, this is what it is to be a blended family. Like, if we're a team, then you have to take into consideration what she wants to contribute to that team. And if she's not comfortable paying for school fees, paying for holidays for the children, or contributing to the level that she is, then as her teammate, then you need to take that into consideration. So really it comes down to boundaries.
I don't know how one would get to 5 years and this dilemma would come up and we don't know what we expect in life. That's what is sending me in the very first place. But let me not blame no one. Like, we're here now, so it is what it is. Yeah. But my whole thing is that with biological parents, when they're both in the picture, whether they're together or co-parenting, you're both expected to make financial plans for your children. That's fine. Yeah. And I think with bonus parents, step parents, they can be involved or they may not be involved. And I feel like I understand when stepmoms want to be involved, but if they are pushed out, also if that's how the biological parents want to do it, that's fine. But with me, they're like, with stepmoms, there's a liberty that comes with the role. As in, I get to choose and decide everything. I get to design my role, essentially, because there's no, like, we know what a mother is and we know what a dad is, but we don't really know what a stepmom is, right? We know what it is basically. It doesn't mean people live up to what they should be doing, yeah? But with stepmoms, there isn't the handbook, the proverbial handbook, there isn't that for stepmom, right? Yeah. So you have to design your role and let everybody know this is what I bring to the table, as it were. Like, not them words. Some words are so annoying, but do you know what I mean? Yeah. So my thing is that there should never be an expectancy on a stepmom beyond, do you want to be in this family or not, kind of thing. You expect them to be in the family, but when it comes to like bedtimes, bath times, school runs, finances, all of these things, these are all things that the stepmom dictates. You think? Yeah, absolutely. Because before the stepmom was around, how was you providing financially for your children? You and mum had it covered, no? And it's a thing where, for me anyway, if, say, my husband fell on hard times, I understand that it's going to have a knock-on effect on my stepchildren. I'll step in gladly because that's what we do as team. Do you understand? But before I came along, you guys were providing for your children. So why the birth mum should not take into account my income, nor should my husband. Everything that I do it with a will, with a desire, because I want to, because I would love to. So when it comes to like switching things up, like I want to take my kids to private school or I want to take them on this experience of a holiday, you're coming to ask me. You're not planning it with my income in mind.
Yeah, I think even biological parents have conversations and set boundaries and discuss
especially
finances.
When you're co-parenting.
Yeah, especially when you're co-parent. But even biological parents who are in the same home, okay, let's have a conversation. Are we going to send the kids to state school or private school?
Can we afford it?
Can we afford it? What are our priorities?
What's the sacrifices to make this happen?
Yeah, and I think you make a really good point as well about the choice that a stepmother or a step-parent makes coming into a situation, right? Coming into a relationship. But those choices should be defined quite early on so everybody knows exactly what they're getting into,
absolutely.
Right?
But we're 5 years into it now, so it's like...
I feel torn with this one. I don't know why. I think what you're saying is right. However, I do have I don't know if this is right to say out loud, that if I'm a stepmom and I'm earning enough money and I've got the money and I love them, why would I not?
Okay, but then if you get into a situation like this woman and now Kate's got the money, we're going to keep going to Kate
you're right.
and collecting your money. Then 5 years later, you're going to be like, I still love you guys. I still have the money, but please, what's going on?
Yeah, I think I'm seeing it from a different angle because in this situation, there might be a biological mum. In my situation now, there isn't. So I'm more of a full-time stepmum.
Yeah.
Which I just think I view things slightly differently to if there was a bio mum here, then I suppose.
But my thing is that these children were still being provided before they even knew you were born. So when you come into it, it's a discussion that you have. It's definitely. Like, I'm going to be a full-time stepmom. I'm all in here kind of thing. And you know, I want to be able to financially contribute. Her gripe here that she's mentioned is that she's being treated like she's one of the biological parents, but she does not have the freedoms of a biological parent. You cannot tell me.
I don't even think she's being treated like a biological parent.
But she's saying this is what it feels like.
I think she's being exploited and manipulated.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what the realness of it is. But she's saying this is what it feels like. So should she have it? My thing is that if she can't say, the kids can't go on this holiday, but they can go on that holiday, and mum and dad are saying, like, what do you mean they can't? We say that they can go on this holiday.
We're going to Mexico.
Then the next holiday, they're like, oh, but babes, can you contribute half the tickets? Wait, so I don't get to say where they get to travel to, but when you guys decide I'm cash cow, you're rude.
100%. It all depends on what access you have as a step parent as well.
Yeah, definitely.
How you can discipline if you get a say.
Exactly.
Like, I wouldn't want to be the bank and not have a say in their lives. I think another really kind of tricky one that I've seen a lot of on our blended Instagram is wills and money. Let's go into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got 5 children. You meet someone, he's got 3 children. Mum's alive. Mum's alive, and she is really flush, as you guys say. I've never said that before. She's really flush.
She's flush.
You aren't as wealthy, and you have 2 kids between you. Is the will split equally in your household between the stepchildren and the biological children? If mum's already got quite a lot of money over there, and your children are going to be less off?
No.
Whether mum has money over there or not is none of our business. The fact of the matter is the question is, should we all die? Should all the parents pass away? Are the kids going to be okay? Right? If you know that your stepchildren are going to be okay between mum and dad, and you as like a wife or a partner has made sure that your husband has got something in place for the children should he ever pass away. If you are of limited funds, and you've got a will or you've left a fund only for your biological children, what has happened is all the parents have passed away, but all the kids are fine.
Should the dad leave equal amounts to all of his 5 children, even if 3 of them are much more well off from their mum's side?
Yeah, he should, because he's their dad.
Equal amounts. So knowing that 2 of your children from a different wife are going to be much less off.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think when you are estate planning, when you're planning a will, you're looking at what that child overall is going to have access to. And if the biological mum, if you know that they're going to inherit a lot, it's guaranteed from the biological mum, and then your other children are going to be much less well off, then I would proportion more money to your children that are going to be less well off. It just makes sense.
I understand, but it makes sense to me as well. Yeah. But I just feel like you're my parent. Like, don't.
It's such entitlement.
I don't want to fight my siblings. Do you understand?
Why would you fight your siblings?
Because it's okay. Say everyone got left, I don't know, 30 grand each. Yeah. And that was it. There was no assets or beyond that. But because me as a father, I knew that 2 of my kids were going to get an additional 50 grand from their biological mom, I'm going to reduce what I leave for them. I don't think, and we live in 2 different homes. I feel like that distinction, it plays into the decision making. I am not going to give you less because your mum gives you more. Do you understand? Like, and even in the living, I'm not going to give you less pocket money or no pocket money because I know your mum gave you cash before you came to the house today. So it's like it's always on the mum. Why should the biological mum be the one to burden herself on how secure her children would be should she die, and the dad's not?
You know, there's no way I wouldn't leave money to my stepchildren.
Can I Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
No way on earth.
Because I feel like it's about fairness. It's about, when we're not here as parents, let's give every single one of these children the same opportunity in life. And whether that money is coming from me or their parent, let's just like, as with estate planning, we all sit down as adults and say, right, how much are you leaving to child A? I'm leaving 700,000. Cool. I'm going to put 300 grand in there. That's $1 million. How much are you leaving to child B? Different mother. I've got 50 grand. Cool. I've got 950 grand. There you go. $1 million.
But do you know what? This is not actually the real world though, is it?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what the mum's leaving.
Because you're my children's siblings, I'm gonna even the levy for you as well. Like you're my children's siblings.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
I know you're not.
Stepchildren.
I know you're not. But I'm saying, why is the burden? Like, I just feel. Okay, so do you know what it is? Yeah, I completely understand what it is you're saying. We might have to agree to disagree. My whole thing is that when you in your household are looking at all that you have, I don't think you should factor in other people. So I'm not thinking about what Nana's leaving for you. I'm not thinking about what the BM is leaving. I'm not. All I know is that I'm going to leave an inheritance for you. I will pray to God that whatever is left, you will turn it into magic. I will also pray that if one child gets more than the other, that you guys are so bonded that you're going to want to share or help each other out. I'm hoping for harmony when I die. But at the end of the day, I'm working in this life to make sure that I can leave you something substantial. And I'm going to make sure that my husband does the same as well. That's it. I'm not thinking, I know that, my stepson's parents, like mums, they have more money than me. And so I'm going to automatically ask my husband or expect my husband to give them less so that my biological children will have more. I know that my biological children might have less. But my thing is that the parents have to do for their children. Unless you're together, I just don't see how you can factor in anybody else's finances. And in the reverse, this is why I strongly feel like you cannot factor in the stepmom's finances in you lot's plans. You lot are the parents. You financially do for your children what you can. You cannot factor in my finances if I don't have any rights or liberties over these children.
Do you know what? Yeah, I've got family members, not children, like parent, cousins, godchildren, who I've written into my insurance policies because I know what they have in life and I know what they need. So I could just be like everything to my husband, but my husband's good and he's capable, and I know that he has certain financial provisions in place. If I go, I'm thinking, I can't leave my godchildren with nothing. I know that they need. So I'm doing it from a need perspective. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or I could have said everything to Sace and Cameron, because that's my family, that's my nucleus, that's my immediate. But I also know that Cameron will be okay because I know what policies Sace has in place. So I think about my godchildren, I think about my cousins, and I'm like, I have to leave something for them.
Yeah, but do you know what? I've had this conversation a lot, and I think the same as you, but I'm always corrected and I'm told, but you don't know what can happen in life. What happens if something terribly goes wrong and you've left it to all your cousins and your nieces and your nephews, and we're over here and your direct family are really struggling?
Yeah.
You don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
I'm torn. I'm changing what I think every 2 seconds.
It's a bit for everyone, by the way.
I think...
So they're clear. I'm not going to leave Cam and
You've got nothing.
No.
To be clear, I actually think, as I'm listening to you guys, I think, Priscilla, I think you're right. As in, you need to make sure as a parent that you've left it equal for your children and you could sleep well knowing that. And for me, I think in regards to like extended people, if something happened to me or Rio, I would hope that either one of us would make the right decision. So in my will, I would say, this is a situation, I want everyone to have this, but I would like Nathalie to be looked after and Cilla to be looked after, but it's dependent on our financial situation.
Yeah. I think the aim should always be to work towards healthy communication and transparency, especially when it comes to building wealth, generational wealth. Permanent and I think especially in Black, African, Caribbean families is something that we don't do well. And we actually, I think, should be aiming towards being more open and transparent and having conversations around estate planning and wills and wealth, intergenerational wealth.
Absolutely.
Because we're not, it's very emotional, and it's very
entitled. Yes.
And actually, if we looked at it more as
holistic
as a business, and knowing that if the whole family's strong,
the next generations will be too.
It just makes sense for everybody in the family,
and I agree with,
to be set up and have a home education as a very basic, you know, and then beyond that. But you have to talk, you have to have conversations. I've got something that I want to introduce. I know a family, it's not my family, who got 5 siblings.
Yeah.
There's 4 sisters and a brother. One of the sisters was adopted quite young, was raised by another family. All of the sisters actually were sent off in the war. So they're elderly now, but a long time ago, all of the sisters were sent off in the war. They were all raised separately. In their elderly years, turns out that their brother passed away and there's a massive inheritance to be divided amongst the sisters. The sister that was legally adopted out and raised by another family, she's cut out of the inheritance. What do you think of that situation? She doesn't get anything from her brother.
And she knows about it.
All of her sisters are inheriting.
So why was she adopted out?
She was adopted out because...
Was she snatched?
No. That's kind of... So during the war, lots of children were sent away from London, and some of them were adopted by the families that they went to go and live with. And she was one of the children that was adopted.
Did she have like a relationship with her brother, and did she feel part of that family, or did she have a new life, new family?
She had a relationship with her brother.
Why did he do that?
He's out of order.
He didn't do that.
Who did that?
Her sisters did that. Her sister said, you were adopted. You're not legally part of this family. Actually, you inherited money from your adopted parents. We didn't get a look in on that.
But this is what I'm saying.
It's good. This is all
This
greed.
is what I'm saying. This is witchy behaviour. This is what I'm saying. There is an inheritance that is to be split equally amongst.
Yeah, you're right.
Why are you watching my bank accounts? I am entitled to a segment, 1/4 of this inheritance. You cannot turn around and say to me, well, your adoptive parents gave you money. What's that got to do with you? Our brother has left us money. Let's separate it as he wished and let's move on. Like, what does that mean?
He didn't express his wishes. So it was just done legally. So
I think this is what is important, to express your wishes in any family, but especially in a blended family, because people think they know what you like and people think they know what you want. But most people actually don't know what goes on in your head.
And
so I think it's very, very important to have a will. So important.
So important.
It's not
because
fair.
Otherwise stuff that you don't want will be happening. Not even, we're talking about money, and obviously that's important, but even just like wishes for children.
Yeah.
Because I think if I passed away tomorrow, would everyone know what I actually want? I think Rio probably would, but everyone else wouldn't.
Yeah.
And if something happened to both of us, they might think they know me differently to what they actually know.
And you know, even to add to that, I need to sort that out. But obviously, because my husband is my eldest daughter's stepdad. Wow. Should I die, he doesn't have... Someone could take her away. He's nothing. Someone could take her away. That's the thing. And that's the same with stepmoms. Do you understand? If you're a full-time stepmom, if you're an involved stepmom, whatever, if the biological parent that attaches you to those children who you've invested in, you love, you've participated in raising them, some relative or whatnot can come and take them children away from you. And so, like, even for those in blended families, writing a will is so much more than money, like you say. It's
absolutely.
Just so much more than that. There's so much to consider.
This is one of my biggest fears. So when I met Rio and the kids, obviously their mum passed away. So like death's like I worry about death quite a lot. It's something I think about quite a lot. And my biggest fear was that Rio would die. Every time we get on a plane, I think, I haven't heard from him, he's not going to come back. And the kids are going to be taken away from me. Because I had no rights over them. Like, honestly, forget all the money.
That's so
real. It was just thinking,
my gosh.
they're gonna want me, I think, because I'm like a second mother to them.
Yeah.
And someone will take them off me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had sleepless nights about it, that I actually became a legal guardian to the children. Wow. So now I am their legal guardian.
Yeah.
But yeah, over money, over everything else, it's about having a will that states where the children are going to reside, who's going to look after them. Because if, God forbid, something happened to Rio and I wasn't a legal guardian, I can't even take them to the hospital if they break their arm and say they want an operation.
For me, the route is adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah, the route is adoption.
You can do adoption or or
like my
become a
husband
legal guardian.
Because there's no one to contest it on his side.
And I think that's really important, something just to consider.
Definitely.
And making your wishes be known within the will.
Yeah,
because you don't realise and you don't realise what is going to be left behind. Sometimes you don't realise without writing certain things how that's going to leave the person that you love and your children. What situation is that going to leave them in?
In your will, you've got to put context. So I'm leaving this to you because
you're the
do you know what I mean? Because
that would be it. Yeah,
and I believe it.
Okay, so what are we going to tell this lady?
I'm going to tell
We've
this
gone
lady.
really AWOL. We need to
back.
get back to the dilemma. The dilemma is, should her husband is upset that she's not contributing to the school fee. She doesn't want to. What does she do? And I think let's just generalise this. What does any stepmom do in that situation?
Communicate.
Yeah, take a seat. We've got to have a chat, and she needs to reestablish boundaries. If she hadn't before, or if the goalpost has moved, we've got to move her right back to point A and say, this is how I feel, this is what it is. And I believe that we are team in this capacity still. I don't see how we're not.
Team doesn't have to mean equal.
It doesn't.
That's what I think
and
is
it
a big
seldom
thing.
does mean equal.
Like, as a team, on all aspects, like sometimes Ria's going to be 80 and I'm going to be 20.
Yeah, just
and sometimes we're both going to be 50.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're going to have to cover each other.
Yeah.
That is in all aspects of parenting.
That's the team.
And that is in all aspects of financial as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think when you get into a relationship, you do find out each other's financial, what's the word, like status, really.
Yeah.
And you decide between you what role you have.
Yeah.
And I think
what role you want.
Or what role you want.
Because stepmoms have liberty. I'm sorry, they do have liberty. Biological parents don't.
Yeah. What role you have, what role you want. And that should kind of like go with you throughout life.
Yeah.
If and when that changes, like you say, that is then a conversation.
Yeah. Or maybe not even so, because if my husband lost his job, like God forbid tomorrow or whatever, I'm not going to sit down and say, okay, so how are we going to work out child maintenance? And I've got it covered. That's it. Done. Do you understand? But things like this, are the kids already in school and you want to upgrade them with my finances in your mind? How is that possible? No, that's cheeky. So we need to, do you know, sometimes as well, we need to tell our spouses what it is.
Yeah.
No.
Hello? I think that's Rio. I can tell by you're not.
Oh, can we roll the cameras? roll the cameras.
What is
that?
That is so sweet.
So romantic.
That is so sweet.
Oh,
they're beautiful as well.
Love you. Thank you so much.
He is that guy.
They are beautiful.
You knew. You text Archie saying, make sure you're rolling. I'm coming in with the flowers. Thank you so much. We're
chaotic.
Yeah, it should have been chaotic. I don't get surprised often. Like, you can't really surprise me, can you?
Aww.
So that's really surprised me. Normally I know everything that's going on, so that's really nice. Thank you so much. I'm really embarrassed.
What did you do today?
Just that one that I read you last night, as in, should the stepmom contribute towards the fees? What do you think? The school fee?
No, you need the context. You need the context.
It all depends.
She's been in a relationship with her partner for 5 years. They live together. 2 children from a previous relationship. They stay with them half the week. She's always helped out, food, bills, days out, but recently things have changed. Now there's talk of private school, extracurricular activities and holidays that are mainly for the kids. She loves them, happy to support, but she's starting to feel like she's being treated like a second parent financially without really having a say in decisions. She's tried to raise it, but it always turns into a conversation about how we're a team and this is what being a family is.
Sorry, no, she shouldn't.
Right.
I changed my mind.
Right.
You shouldn't.
This is why we're
Yeah.
cool.
With the context, it sounds like exploitation, doesn't it?
If the big kicker in this whole thing is if she has a say in what's going on with the kids.
That's what you
What
said.
did I say?
Yeah,
that's what you then I think it's
So
fine.
if she has a say, should she?
She probably would want to.
Yeah, she would
Yeah,
want
but say
to,
if she
yeah.
didn't
She
want
feels like
to.
she's a part of it.
Then if she doesn't want to, then
Needs to be a
No, but
conversation.
she's contributing in other areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's contributing in
so
other
then fine,
areas.
that's fine. I don't think she should have to do all.
Yeah.
But she got her own kids.
She didn't say.
But actually, you're right. I like this from a male's perspective. It's not just about contributing financially.
Yeah.
She's contributing
In
by
the house,
in the
'cause she
house
lives
by being
there.
a motherly
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
and looking after
She
the
lives
children.
there.
That's
But
more
it's
value
not
than
being
any
given a
money.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like you get this a lot the other way, innit? Like with men,
Yeah.
have to be the providers of the money with getting no interaction, no input.
We didn't even touch on that.
Like,
It's the same.
Yeah,
That's what it
that
is for
is, yeah.
stepdads.
yeah,
That's what it is.
and I think
Move your
stepdads
mic
get
forward.
treated massively bad, like because like they go right, pay, give us the money,
Yeah.
provide for all of this stuff that we want, but you don't have no like interactions that are really like valuable to the
That's
kids
true.
or
Yeah.
to the man.
And then
Yeah.
if you do like resist or push back, then you're actually seeing it almost challenges like your manhood. Like, what kind of man are you? You don't want to
Yeah.
provide for
No,
your
but, and
family.
then that's what I would say. If I was in that situation, I'm not luckily, yeah. But if I'll be saying like, listen, hold on. You want me to just give you money and then get no access to my kid? This is my kid. I'm paying for them for all their school fees, for all their school bags, all their equipment, all their
Your
clothes.
biological children.
Yeah. What? But
As a co-parent.
Yeah.
A man around kids, yeah, absolutely. Because men are not there just to financially provide; they provide in other ways. Do you know what? It's a whole conversation because as much as like men ought to provide financially, men do provide in other ways, and we don't speak about the other ways that men provide in. If it's like say a man had no money to give, he can still provide for his children.
Massively.
Absolutely. So I just yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think anyone should be chalked down to just give me the money because you have it. No.
I agree. Right, I'm gonna go.
Okay, thanks for input,
that.
babe.
See you
Wow.
They
later.
smell so good as well.
I know. I
Love
can
you.
probably smell them.
Look at that. Beautiful wife, beautifully blended.
Oh,
He's
Leo is a guy. I
didn't
know.
know. Wet on my flowers.
Honestly, I thought that as well. You know, it was meant to be launch day. What are you saying?
What day is it today, babe?
No.
I'm gonna inbox both your husbands.
Just what's
Launch-
happened? I want to take a picture of me and look at cake on. You have got 2 hours to swear out.
Okay, well, what a good chat. I mean, we're sorry. I don't know what to say.
Leave that in. She's blind.
Sorry, it's really thrown me that Rio came in with flowers. You can't get anything past me. I'm like CID. So what a lovely surprise. I think we've had a lovely chat today. We've covered so many things. And we've had a little guest appearance, which was very unexpected. Rio loves coming in here and throwing a bit of weight there, doesn't he? Absolutely loves it. So thank you so much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember, if you're watching on YouTube, to hit the subscribe button and to send in your questions every week via the Blended Instagram, because we absolutely love receiving them. And we'll be here at the same time next week. Lots of love. Mwah.